Hi lawn mowing people. What I'm going to talk about today is how I do quotes off Google Maps. Now it's not an exact science, it's a lot of it is just going by instinct and there is a bit of guesstimation there, but I'll go through and I'll show you what I do anyway. So, quoting using Google Maps. This is what I basically do if I need to get price of a job in a hurry and I don't want to muck around too long. So we'll start off by going to Google Maps and we'll type in I normally type in the address of the place that I'm searching for, but let's say for instance this is a new subdivision here in Rotocarry, and let's say that you want to measure up one of these places here. So I'll just have a look here. Let's say you want to measure up this place here. Now normally you just type in whatever place you're looking for and then measure it up from there. You basically left click and then you start to measure the distance. What I normally do with footpaths is I go over the footpaths because I just assume that like if I go like this, then you see how I've missed out this bit of grass, but I've added this bit of footpath, which kind of just gets figures a little bit tighter. Looking at this lawn, I think I might have mowed it at one stage. I vaguely remember it. Okay, so you're looking at 207 square meters. So keep that in mind, jot it down if you need to jot it down, and then we'll measure up the next bit. So that's 207, and this bit here, let's measure this up. That looks like a shadow. It's a bit hard to tell. You probably want to have a look at a street view just to make sure about that one. And this is 57, so 27 plus 57 is 264. Now basically what I'll do to get an idea of what I'll charge for that, depending on your rates, you can times it by 1.4 or by 1.5 to kind of make this lawn around about a $35 lawn. Some people, like we're running pretty full right now, so we'd probably go 40, 45 for this, but then we don't mind if we don't get the job. One of the things that you will notice about Google Maps is the fact that it's actually not that current, because you look at this and it says copyright 2023. Well, that's actually just a copyright. If you look at this, you can see that there's actually a whole lot of other roads gone in. So, and you're starting to think, how old is this map? Well, if you go to Google Earth will actually tell you the year of the map. It'll tell you that this map here was done in 2016, and it tells you there is a newer map. Now you're looking at this and you're going, well, where's the newer map? Now, in order to get the latest maps on Google Earth, you need to actually download Google Earth Pro, this software right here. So you have Google Earth and Google Earth Pro. They used to sell this software for about, I think it was a couple of $100 a year on subscription, but now it's free. And so if we were going to look at Google Earth Pro, I've downloaded it and I've got it on my computer, and here's Google Earth Pro here. Now the big difference between this and Google Earth is the fact that this here, you can actually move the timeline. So you can see this is a 2016 photo that it's showing on Google Maps and Google Earth. The reason why it shows this photo is because it's the highest resolution photo and it's the best photo. And those are the photos that they want when they're showing people locations. But if you actually move the slider, you'll find that you can actually get the latest image that was taken. This image here was taken on the 14th of February 2022. So it's just on a year old. And if you can't find the location you're looking for on Google Maps, then you may be able to find it on Google Earth, and you may be able to actually measure it up here. This also has a measuring function, and so you'll find that just up here, show ruler. So you can actually bring up newer lawns and measure them up if you're going to use Google Earth Pro, but you can only use that on your computer. So going back to Google Earth and then going back to this, these are some of the things that can go wrong when you're quoting from Google Earth. For starters, trees may cover some of the areas, which can make it extremely hard to quote. One of the ways around that is if you're using Google Maps, you could always try going to like a street view, which will also bring up the newest view um, that's been taken as someone's driven past. Now, this here isn't necessary. This doesn't correspond with the views that are on Google Earth or even Google My Business. This is just the last time someone drove down here. So if you look at this, this was filmed in October 2009, so it doesn't even match up with either of those. But this, you can use this to give you an idea if there's something that you're not sure about, or there's a whole lot of trees or something like that, then you can use the street view to give yourself an idea there. Another thing is, of course, everything looks flat. Now, if you're looking in street view, that'll give you an idea of the lay of the land. And another thing is that you can't tell how long the grass is, so it could be an absolute jungle. And even looking at street view is not going to give you any answers there. So before you quote, when you have your quote ready, give the customers a couple of conditions on the quote so you can avoid getting stuck with an underpriced job. For starters, this is not a quote for the first cut. If the lawn is overgrown, it'll cost more. Secondly, the quote is tentative and will be confirmed when you call in to look at the lawn. Do not give a firm quote before going out there. The main benefit of using Google Maps is you can give the customer a good idea of cost before you jump in the truck and waste gas and time going out there. If you look at the Google Maps listing and you say, hey, I think this lawn's worth $50, or it's going to be around there, and the customer's not happy with your tentative quote, then you've just saved yourself a trip, because you know that when you go out there, it's not going to be any less. So in conclusion, if you use Google Maps to quote, it's a great way to save time and resources instead of having to physically inspect every property before quoting a price. And you can use the map to measure up the lawn and get a fairly accurate estimate in no time at all. But do remember that it's just one of the tools that you can use. It's not a be-all, end-all. I use it, but then I only use it to give tentative pricing, and I'll only use it if to check things like, what access is like and things like that. So everything has its place. Beware, Google Maps may not be the complete answer. So anyway, if you want to learn more about mowing lawns and how to make more money by doing less work, then you could always join the Lawn Mowing 101 membership. Just type that into a search engine, you'll find me there. And I won't mention the subscribe button, but I already did. Okay, until then, get out there, mow lawns, have fun, and happy lawn mowing, people.